What's going on? What's going on? Who knew that we would get this game? Like, who knew that we would get this much of a treat? This is just a beautiful game. On one side, we got Ben DiNucci. I mean, this dude might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen. And on the other side, we got Carson Wentz just giving gifts. Like, this dude Ben DiNucci is, first of all, Ben DiNucci is pretty offensive. He's just offensive. The way he throws the ball is just offensive to me. And to know that the Cowboys can win this game with basically a quarterback who, I mean, a high school quarterback. Like DiNucci is like a. Did DiNucci even do anything in college? Because he's missing guys wide open. He's scared. He must be scared or something. Like, there's no reason why the Eagles shouldn't be up like 21-0. First off, the Cowboys defense is horrible. Second, they just, I mean, they got Ben DiNucci out there. And it's like embarrassing because they know that he's not going to throw the ball and they can't stop the run. What a joke, man. This division is such a joke. Like, this is just a big joke. Like, it just makes you angry that the Giants lost to these two teams. The Cowboys not as much because they had a quarterback when we played against them, but the Eagles we were supposed to win. I mean, we were supposed to win that by multiple scores. Greg Zorline kicking me some more field goals. I can get with that. Greg the leg, put it through the uprights one more time. Ah, he missed it. He missed it right. Ah, man. I better not lose fantasy points for that. I did. Wow. Wow. I can't believe Greg just missed that. Yeah, he'll get another shot because they're not getting in the end zone. They are not getting in the end zone. Everybody and their mama is streaming, so I don't expect to get that many views in this stream. So, hey, but I'm gonna jump in here and just talk my stuff, man, because this division is trash. Most definitely, Greg the leg, the goat, the MVP. Like, if you'd have made that field goal, that probably puts him. I mean, he's already the MVP of this game. He scored the most points. I think last week, I don't know which kicker it was. 2 weeks ago, one of the kickers basically won the game. He kicked like 7 field goals, which is ridiculous because like that's a possible 49-point game and ended up being like 20 points. Good old Dallas. Good old. I mean, these teams are trash. I didn't know that they were this bad, man. It just makes me so angry that we lost to them. Like we got Ben DiNucci out there. No, Greg has still been making most of his kicks. He just missed that one. I mean, I feel like if you put a field goal kicker out there and they kick like, 5, 6 field goals, they'll probably miss one in one game. He should be their punter too because their punter is playing horribly. And then Carson Wentz is he's just giving it. It's like people want to talk about turnover prone. Carson Wentz he's prone. What's up, Diablo? It's like both of these teams are bad, but they're bad in all aspects. Like they're bad on offense, they're bad on defense. And that's why no team is really winning because they're both bad. Like I really hope that they would tie, but oh my god, it's just bad football. Yeah, DK Metcalf took over. He got me like 40 fantasy points. Who knows? Yeah, yeah. Diablo is the Wayne Gallman guy. How many yards is he gonna have tomorrow? He's gonna get all the carries. I think. I forgot. Did we promote Alfred Morris? I think we might have promoted Alfred Morris. I don't know if he'll get all the carries because, like I said, we got Alfred Morris now. Dion Lewis will get probably 2 or 3, but he'll get more carries than before. Yeah, we got Alfred Morris now. What's good? Let's toast. Yeah, I've been trying to do streaming more. I'm trying to figure out how many of my subs are actually active because I was at 600 like 2 years ago. So I don't know how many of those subs are still active. So I figure the best way to do that is pretty much streaming. I know there's a lot of overlap, so a lot of them are in the bigger YouTuber streams, but you know, you just jump on here and talk football. We got Alfred Morris on our practice squad about 2 weeks ago, and now we elevated him after Devontae Freeman got hurt. So we'll see if he gets carries. He was on the Cowboys 2 years ago, so Jason Garrett knows him. Yeah, Goddard is probably his best target. Yeah, I know it's coming. I just got to keep at it. You know, I've been. This is the longest I've been consistent. About 6 months. Yeah, I don't know if he doesn't get that many opportunities this upcoming week. He might not get anything. Period, because Devontae Freeman is going to be coming back, and they're probably going to have to make a roster move. They're not going to keep like 5 running backs. Wentz doesn't have any regard for his health. He doesn't have any regard for the football. He's all over the place. Yeah, that might be ball game right there. Touchdown to Travis Fulgham. That might be game. When you got Ben DiNucci in there, when you got Ben DiNucci out there, you can't expect him to score. I'll be really surprised if DiNucci scores a touchdown. Yeah, I think Alden Smith's problem is conditioning because he kind of fell off, but he fell off after like 5 weeks, so he probably just isn't conditioned. Sick. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, the Eagles. That's basically ball game right there. I don't think Ben DiNucci can get to 15 or 16 points. I don't think he can do that. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting because this game has been hilarious so far. Like I honestly couldn't tell you who's going to win. The Eagles should win, but this is hilarious. Watching these two teams stumble over each other. Yeah, I can't believe it either. I thought the Cowboys honestly would win like at worst 12 games. I don't think they would have done that either way, but I think with Dak, they go probably like 9-7. Their offense was too good with Dak. Yeah, it is. It's the tail end of the league. Yeah, Trace McSorley would he would be dotting them up. Ben DiNucci, like all jokes aside, Ben DiNucci is garbage. Like I didn't think he'd be this bad. Steelers traded for Avery Williams. I don't even know who Avery Williams is to tell you the truth, man. Let's see. Oh, from the Jet, yeah. Oh, okay, okay. The Jet. See, man, I blocked out the entire Jets roster. They got to get everybody out of there. I'm just happy for anybody that can get off of that team. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. I don't think we're getting Kenny Galladay. One, he just got injured this week, and he's showing that he's injury prone. So I don't think they're going to give up that much for him. And I just don't see them. I think if they haven't done this so far, they're not going to trade for him. I'd still trade for him, but I mean, I wouldn't give up a second anymore because he keeps getting injured. The last time the Jets were good, I mean, good was probably when Fitzpatrick was there, and they didn't make the playoffs. And then the last time they were really competitive for real was with Mark Sanchez, and they destroyed his career. Mark Sanchez was not the joke that people made him out to be. He wasn't bad at first. He was managing the game. But the Jets they failed him with the offensive line. They failed him with the weapons, and he couldn't improve. He had them in the AFC Championship. Exactly. Yeah. There's not much difference between him and Jimmy G. They're both not really that talented. I mean, game managers. Now, eventually, he started turning over the ball. Okay, look at Ben DiNucci. Ben DiNucci. And that's coming back because of holding. Yeah, they need to figure out something for him to do because throwing is not his thing. Like they need to honestly just say, let's put in Cedric Wilson or Kellen Moore should just put on a helmet. Like Kellen Moore, throw on your helmet. You know your offense. Go out there and play, man. I mean, he's better than Ben DiNucci. Mike McCarthy's pissed. Let's see. Yeah, this dude is bad. This dude is bad. Michael Gallup had to he had to put on his Kareem stilts to catch that pass. Yeah, I wasn't expecting Dallas to be this bad. I mean, many people will probably think that they fall off if that got hurt, but their defense being as bad as it was, I wasn't expecting that. I don't think anybody could have expected their defense to be this bad. Like they're giving up the run, they're giving up the pass, and that just shows you how bad Carson Wentz is. He's out here fumbling and throwing interceptions against them. Yeah, they don't have one leader. You're right. They don't have any leadership. They don't have any leader. Who's going to lead it? Amari Cooper, Zeke. He's not. He's not a leader. He's a good player. And yeah, that's bad, man. Andy Dalton got lit up like that, and nobody helped him. Nobody stood up for Andy Dalton. In the years where the Giants were the worst of the worst, somebody touched Eli. Somebody even touched Odell. We was up fighting. And as much hate as Dak gets from the people in the division, he's definitely a leader. He has all the intangibles, all of them. Like he's tough. He was. I mean, I never thought that he would have to miss any time. He's clutch. He's a leader, and they should do what we were doing with Saquon and just have him out there on the sideline. Have him out there because they don't have anybody. But yeah, that was disgusting to watch them just ignore Andy Dalton getting lit up like that, man. You saw Russ get hit earlier today. They were all over them. Yeah, Ben DiNucci. I guarantee you, if they hit Ben DiNucci like that, they're not going for it. Like this dude is really offensive. They need to put in Garrett Gilbert or something because he's missed a lot of targets. Look at this record: 2-4, 2-5, 2-5, 1-6. Just bad teams. I'm rooting for the Cowboys to win this game because I'm rooting against the Eagles every week. Every week I root against the Eagles. So I hope DiNucci can pull something out of his hat because he doesn't look too convincing right now. Yeah, they don't have any. Yeah, that's a bad spot. That was a first down. That's a bad spot. It's a horrible spot, man. I swear he had that ball across the first down marker. What's up, Toast? They better pick up this first down too, man. They better pick up this first down, I swear. And like I said, people thought that these two teams were gonna be. They're not picking us. They're not picking that up. Oh my god. I could already tell they weren't picking that up. It's like a joke. Just look at Ben DiNucci on the field. He just looks like a joke. Are they gonna give him that first down? Are they gonna give him that first down? Did you just see that referee push the ball backward? Man, I'm telling you, they're cheating for these teams, man. I swear they pushed that ball backwards. When they walked away, that ref pushed that ball backwards. They're gonna say they're short after he pushed the ball back like an inch. They're gonna say they're short. All right, that's a first. Let's go. Let's move the chains. Let's beat the Eagles. Not rooting for the Cowboys. I'm rooting against the Eagles. Yeah, you still trying to trade Christian Kirk? This offense is so depressing to watch. Like they were putting up dang near 35 a game, 40 a game, all these weapons, and they can't get the ball. Like they can't get the ball, man. And he's dropping stuff. Like, come on. Yeah, I'm telling you, nobody's gonna trade for Tate. You might be able to fool somebody that doesn't have any tight end for Ingram, but nobody's gonna trade for Tate. I hope Ezekiel Elliott keeps getting stuff because I'm playing against him in fantasy, and I'm trying to get this win. The Giants can't win. I got to win somehow. Speaking of that, I'm gonna need Greg DeLay to kick this next field goal and make it. I got Evan Ingram in one of my fantasy leagues. He's been pretty solid, but I mean, I don't know. It depends what tight ends are available. It's better than a backup tight end. They put the ball in DiNucci's hands. I do not like. Oh my God, he's bad. Stop it. Get him out of here. Get him out of here, man. DiNucci is horrible. That was disgusting. You gotta drop Golden Tate, man. Nobody. I don't think anybody's gonna trade for Golden Tate. You just gotta drop him. DiNucci. Yeah, he can't throw at all. He can't throw. He can't make good decisions. You would honestly think that this was his first time playing quarterback. Like, do you see the way like he scares you with the ball in his hands? He's running left, and it just looks weird. It makes me want to look up his college highlights to see like was he ever doing anything? Was he ever good? This dude played at JMU. Come on now, James Madison University, right down the street from my old college. This dude's trash. That is not. That is not NFL. That's not an NFL school. Meanwhile, I type in Ben DiNucci, and you got Cowboys fans saying if Ben DiNucci plays well, does he keep the starting gig? No, he's not going to play well. He's bad. Like this is offensive, man. Who would have thought that the Cowboys defense would be keeping them in the game? That's what I'm saying. He was playing. JMU is not. That's not an NFL college, man. James Madison is. It's a small private school. You know, that's not where you get NFL guys from. Yeah, this should have been a 1 o'clock game all the way. And anybody who's not an NFC East fan is probably bored out of their mind. But to me, this is hilarious. Watching these teams stumble over each other is just the funniest thing I've seen all day. Because Ben DiNucci is out there, and that's the Cowboys' excuse. They've got somebody who shouldn't be in the NFL playing quarterback for them. He needs to be cut after this game. He needs to be immediately cut. Yeah, that Dolphins game. I tried that. I thought it would be exciting too in his first game against the Rams, and that was like one of the most boring games I've ever seen in my life. And now the Eagles are going to punt it back. Yeah, DiNucci has no business in the NFL. I would take. I mean, there's a lot of college quarterbacks I'd take right now to suit up with no experience at the offense over DiNucci because DiNucci's been missing guys wide open. Like at a certain point, it's just like you got to hit wide open guys. Yeah, Dalvin had like 40. He had 4 touchdowns. So yeah, Dalvin went off. I had DK. He went off for 40 points too. So yeah, DiNucci he's trash. Of course, Fitzpatrick over DiNucci. That's nothing. I mean, Fitzpatrick is a functional quarterback. DiNucci can't complete a pass. They got DiNucci playing wide receiver. They got him as their lead blocker. He's bad. Dak Prescott in a wheelchair right now would be he'd be better than DiNucci. Like if you bring Dak out there, put him in a power chair, let him control the power chair with his left hand. You know those little joysticks they have on the power chair. Let him control it with his left hand and hold the ball with his right hand. He'd be more efficient than what DiNucci's doing right now. You could call Tony Romo down. Like I said, put out what's play caller? How did I forget his name? I just mentioned him. I just mentioned him. I keep wanting to say Kyle Orton. Obviously, it's not Kyle Orton, but you guys know the Cowboys offensive coordinator. He's a better quarterback than Ben DiNucci right now. No, I don't really talk politics on here. Just football, just sports. I know Cowboys fans wish they had Tony Romo now. Romo got he got the short end of the stick. Yeah, there we go. Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore is right now better than DiNucci. They might as well try Mike McCarthy out there at quarterback. And poor Zeke is running against this stacked box with no offensive line. Like Tony got the short end of the stick. He was for most of his career, he didn't have an offensive line, didn't have a defense. And by the time he got one, he got injured. Yeah, Toast, that's a wrap. You're not you have the chance to come back if the if Tom absolutely obliterates the Giants tomorrow. I don't know. Those are two good defenses. The Rams defense obviously today didn't do that good, but Aaron Donald usually gets you a sack and a half, and they usually get something, because they have to focus so much on Aaron Donald, and they got Jalen Ramsey, so they usually get me a decent amount of points. But the Bills are solid too. I mean, it's just you should just keep one, keep whatever one gives you the best matchup. Like right now, I think the Rams are on a bye next week. So yeah, it looks like you should just drop the Rams defense because they're on a bye next week and they're not good enough to hold over a bye. Like they're not the Steelers. I don't know how the Cowboys are running on this defense like this and staying in this game. This is ridiculous. If the Vikings play like they did today, they should win. They should win the NFC East. They should win. I mean, Dalvin Cook. All you have to do is just win. If you go, whoever goes 4-2 in this division, they'll win. And I believe the Vikings could go 4-2. I don't know if the Vikings would sweep because they have Kirk Cousins and he's known to just give up games because he's jittery, but they should win. I don't know if that's worth trading for a defense, especially in 2020. I think the Jaguars would be right in the mix. They be in the running to win the division at 6-10. Like they're not a very good football team, but they're they're not just tragic like the NFC East is. Like the weirdest things happen to these teams in this division. All the injuries for the Eagles. Dak gets injured for the Cowboys. Dalton gets injured after Dak. And the Giants have like 4 or 5 games wrapped up and they managed to lose all of them. So, but you never know. You think the Jets will win it? I don't think the Jets will win the East. I think the Jets. I think the Jets. They're not very good. As bad as the Giants roster is, I think the Jets are the same thing as the Giants roster, except with less weapons. I don't think any. Like I'm telling you, man, nobody's going to trade for Golden Tate. But what's going on, Fernando? But nobody's going to trade you for Golden Tate. Nobody's going to give you anything for him. You're going to have to cut him. But whoever bets the Steelers defense is an idiot. They've got way too much confidence in Lamar Jackson. Me too. I think Washington has the best chance of winning this division. They've looked like their regular bad self, which has the potential to win 6 games. And I think 5. Look at Ben DiNucci taking that option. Yeah, we might. Someone might win it at 4-12 or 5-11. It all depends on how healthy the Eagles can get. But the way these teams are playing now, it looks like Washington is the best team. Like we beat Washington, but we own Washington the way that the Eagles own the Giants. So who even knows how that even correlates? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People think that the winner of this division will win 7 games, but who's going to win 7 games? Washington Spiders. I think most of their fans they want Red Hawks as their next name. But they're going with Washington football team next year too, so they might Clarker. They might make the same. They might just keep that name forever. If they win a division this year, they might just keep that. Quarterbacks that run the option, they get shut down when they keep the ball. I don't understand why they don't just throw the ball away. I guess there's nobody technically out on the route, but who knows? Yeah, I used to be able to watch those old Giants videos, but now I can't even do it. It just all makes me angry. All it does now is just make me just angry that we just let the team deteriorate to where it is right now. Technically, I guess they're not winless, but the thing is, with the new name, everybody in the division is going to say that they don't have any championships. Oh my God, DiNucci is horrible. I know he did not just fumble the ball. Oh my God. Yeah, the Eagles. That's the that's the game. DiNucci is horrible. He looks so lost. Yeah, you lost this game, man. Toast, you lost. You're down by like what, 40 points or more? I think you lost. I don't know if they're gonna call it a touchdown because it looked like that Eagles defender that recovered it was down by contact, but it doesn't matter. DiNucci is, and I knew you were gonna compare him to Daniel Jones. He's not this bad. He's not fumbling like this. Like he's not fumbling like this. Like look at him. He's coming from directly in front of him. Like I make the jokes about Daniel Jones having a blind side from the right and left tackle, but this dude came directly up the A gap, and DiNucci didn't see him. He literally didn't see him. Yeah, like I said, you have to hope that Mike Evans and Gronk just go for like 2 touchdowns each. Yeah, Cowboys fans are sick. I know they're not going to let Jalen Hurts run that in. They didn't let him in. You say Dallas fan? Yeah, Dallas fans are on their phones right now taking selfies. That's what Dallas fans do. They pay for stadium tickets and they go to the stadium to take selfies. To wear sunglasses indoors. James Bradbury is, I mean, he's only going to be able to cover one guy, so it doesn't matter because Ryan Lewis is going to be out. So it's nobody to really cover whoever their second receiver is going to be. I'm pretty sure uh, Scotty Miller is their second receiver. Tyler Johnson is there too. So you really think Eagles fans will brag about this win? Now, If this was the Eagles against the Giants and the Giants won this way, I'd be bragging just because the Giants always lose to the Eagles. But just a regular game, I mean, DiNucci is the worst quarterback I've ever seen. Every year is the Cowboys' year. Every year they're competing for a Super Bowl, and every year something crazy happens that makes them. Even when I think that they're going to be able to compete, they don't compete. Oh yeah, yeah. There's no way that you can win toast because even if those two go off, he's going to have Tom Brady there. Yeah, but they didn't call a flag. They didn't throw a flag for that offside. So since there's no offsides, I'll say he didn't really have possession of the ball. He didn't really have possession of the ball when he tried to recover it. That's just how it happened. I hope the Eagles don't sweep the Giants. Like it's been ridiculous how we just keep losing in the most disgusting fashion to the Eagles. All the leads blown is like I just hope that we can win. I don't feel that the gap is so huge between these NFC East teams that we can't expect to win all of these games against the NFC East opponents. But I wouldn't be surprised if we got swept. Yeah, you can just go ahead and wrap it up for this week. I don't think you're coming back from that. Yeah, I highly doubt it. That I highly doubt you'll be able to win. And look how sad this is. The Eagles are still not the Eagles. The Cowboys are still running the ball. They don't have any faith in DiNucci at all. At this point, you just got to air it out. I mean, it doesn't matter who's in at quarterback. If you don't trust him, then throw in Garrett Gilbert. I don't know how DiNucci keeps doing that. He keeps not seeing guys coming right in it. Like EDP is he's gonna take off his shirt. He's gonna jump up and down. He's gonna yell at the camera. He's gonna stick out his tongue. He's gonna do what EDP does. Oh my god, that's disgusting. DiNucci. When is he gonna get benched? How bad do you have to play to get benched? I don't think DiNucci has thrown one interception, but he should have like seven. He should honestly have like seven interceptions. I can't believe that he doesn't have one. No, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna. I mean, EDP always has the cynical point of view, so I don't think that he's gonna necessarily brag about it. Yeah, he's the worst quarterback I've ever seen, and that's saying something. I don't know if anybody remembers that England game with EJ Manuel in it. I forgot who they were playing against, but that was the worst quarterback performance I had seen up to this point. Joe Webb for the Vikings in that playoff game had a horrible performance, but Ben DiNucci is the worst quarterback I've ever seen. And then for him not to be benched is even worse. Yeah, Lawrence Tynes kicked us to 2 Super Bowls. Lawrence Tynes actually on Twitter is a good follow. He's like a whole Twitter troll. Oh yeah, Jamarcus Russell will win this game easily. And he wouldn't even have to look at the playbook. He wouldn't have to study the playbook. He wouldn't have to do anything. He just win the game easily. You say who are they going to take? They got to put in Garrett Gilbert. They should try Cedric. They said that one wide receiver, Cedric Wilson, played quarterback in high school. Try him out because DiNucci is not getting it done. Like his stats do not do it. They don't do him justice. And then it doesn't help too that the fact that they had their third string quarterback out there and their entire offensive line is injured. You said they pulled up DiNucci's old tweets. We're not going 7-9. If we go 7-9, we win this division easily. Because the only way for us to go 7-9 is pretty much sweeping the division, or at least the division the rest of the way. I think the Cowboys should trade for Sam Darnold right now. Like make the trade right now. Trade for Sam Darnold. They win the division. I think the Giants are going 4-12, but they trade for Sam Darnold. They win the division by default. They can trade for Mitch Trubisky. They win the division. They can trade for a lot of guys, and they win this division. Just because anybody that can get the ball to their 3 Pro Bowl level receivers, they win the division. And poor Dak, I mean, I think they'll make it through, and they probably won't trade for anybody. But I'd trade for Sam Darnold right now, and Dak would be looking for a new team. But I think you'd have to pay Sam Darnold soon anyway. So I don't know. Maybe it just becomes a competition. Oh my God. Okay, that's an onside kick. Wow, the Cowboys should have gotten that. The Cowboys should have gotten that. I have no idea if Andy Dalton wins this game because he looked pretty terrible. But it seems like he should win this game. Yeah, somebody, if the Cowboys, if they don't take care of Dak, he's going to be. The Jets want Trevor Lawrence. Everybody's pointing in every direction. Was that a? Was I not paying attention the Eagles got a safety? I didn't even know that you could do an onside kick on a safety punt. I didn't even know that was legal. Yeah, Dak could go to the Patriots. He could go to the Saints, but I think Jameis is going to be the quarterback for the Saints. Yeah, I see some people saying that they like Penei Sewell at guard more. So I got to look back at his tape. I mean, I haven't really gotten to look at his tape because I mean it's October. Well, it's November now, but I got to look at his tape and yeah, I got to see what position he probably is best at. Because all of these ESPN guys, they all said that they thought Andrew Thomas was the best tackle. And I clearly looked at the tape and saw that he had problems with his punch. He had problems. He had a lot of problems. But for some reason, he just got labeled as the best when he had the worst technique. Yeah, crab legs. Jameis has the worst decision making in all aspects of his life in the league. Out of any starting quarterback, he has the worst decision making. But if Sean Payton can coach him up, then Jameis will be a monster. One, Jameis can throw the ball more than 20 yards, so he'd be an upgrade over Drew Brees in that way. We don't need it. If you look at Nick Gates, we don't really need a center. Nick Gates has been playing well. The problem has been Andrew Thomas and Cam Fleming. Those have been the problems. Andrew Thomas and Cam Fleming. Nick Gates has been playing well. Exactly. If you're gonna like, who steals crab legs, man? And then like you're famous. Everybody knows who you are. That reminds me of when Alden Smith went live and was smoking on live, and they were saying he was saying it's not like I said my name was Alden Smith. Like we know who you are. And then Jameis gets in the Uber and he's reaching down and groping the Uber driver, like, and then people forgot about that. Like, why don't you send somebody who's not famous to go steal the crab legs? Like these football players have to have CTE before they even get to the NFL because they make a lot of crazy decisions in college. Yeah, I don't think you'll see Matt Parrott starting at least for the next couple weeks. JPP and Shaq Barrett against Andrew Thomas and Cam Fleming. Yeah, Jameis is a mess. He's really a mess. I don't know why he felt the need to get in that car and grope the Uber driver. And I was like, okay, maybe they're lying. But he came out and apologized like the next day. Like he must have thought that she wanted to be groped. And who sits in the front seat of an Uber? Who does that? Like at that point, that's weird. And then I was like, maybe he's throwing all those interceptions. If you saw in the offseason, he got eye surgery. It's like maybe he just really couldn't see. But people should have known that Jameis was like this in that championship game where he threw the ball backwards and fumbled. People should have known what he was about at that point. said like, yeah, yeah, somebody. Yep, a lot of people sitting up front. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, you have to find somebody that is crazy enough to give up Stephon Diggs and the Steelers defense. I don't think anybody will, but I mean, you can offer those guys. You're definitely not going to be able to get anything for Golden Tate. How can we become a good team, be a different team? At this point, it seems like we're cursed because although I didn't think that Andrew Thomas was the best tackle prospect, I didn't think that he'd be the worst tackle in the league. I didn't think that at all. Yeah, Dundeal is offering the other opinion. That's just the uneducated just look at things a certain way. The Giants get another quarterback, they'll continue to be doomed. They keep everything around them the same. Because listen, I just want the Giants to win. I don't care who the quarterback is. I just want the Giants to win. And I know if they don't, if you get Trevor Lawrence, maybe he's so special that he elevates this horrible roster and right now this horrible organization enough to be a decent team. But if they take Justin Fields and they have this team the way it's set up now, he's not going to do anything better. Because we saw them destroy Eli's prime. 2011, Eli pretty much an MVP candidate. If Aaron Rodgers didn't have that season, Eli would be talked about as an MVP candidate that year. And then after that, his team slowly deteriorated and it got worse and worse every year to the point to where you had Eli flinching because Eric Flowers. Yeah, the thing is, done deal. If nothing would change, then how did Daniel Jones do better last year than he did this year with a slightly better roster? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think that you should trade your whole team for Stephon Diggs and the Steelers defense, but you can try it. And you also have to keep the rosters. Wow, that's a good defensive play. You also have to keep the roster size the same. So you have to get like if you trade like 4 or 5 players, you have to get 4 or 5 players back. And that's what I'm saying. Like we have people that are in the division that can clearly see the disgusting dysfunction that's going on in New York. And we got done deal that just blindly looks at things to just come up with reasons to talk trash about Daniel Jones. Ben McAdoo, he literally looked like a wannabe mobster with his hair slicked back, carrying a Denny's menu, coming out in 3 wide receiver sets every play, thinking that Geno Smith gave us a chance to win football games. I cannot believe it's so frustrating. What is how did the Cowboys have 9 points with these receivers? You would just think that an NFL quarterback would be able to get these receivers the ball. Yeah, I think Joe Judge is our coach, but like I said, it depends. If they fire the general manager, he might be on a short leash. More than likely, what's going to happen this offseason is we're going to have the third or fourth pick, and they actually converted on the fourth down. But yeah, more than likely, what's going to happen, we'll have the third or fourth pick, and pretty much they're going to have to end up trading that pick out because there's not going to be. I mean, maybe they take Penei Sewell, but like I said, I've been hearing things that says that he might be a guard. Like I said, you can offer up that trade, Toast, but I don't think anybody's going to trade for Golden Tate. I doubt it. I can't see anybody in their right mind trading for Golden Tate. The common denominator is that both of these teams were 3-13, bottom of the league teams. These are bottom of the league rosters. That's my point, man. Yeah, Rager looks pretty decent. Hey, who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, you can keep talking about Trevor Lawrence, but if the Giants don't have the first pick, they're not getting Trevor Lawrence. So, I mean, we can talk about what Trevor Lawrence would have done. First of all, Trevor Lawrence is in college this year. Second of all, the Giants aren't they're not getting the first pick. I don't know if you've seen the Jets play this year, but they're not getting the first pick. Like I said, if I have the first pick, I'm taking Trevor Lawrence because I think he's that good. But if they don't have, I mean, they're not getting the first pick because the Jets their schedule is too tough for a team that's that bad. Their schedule is too tough. Yeah, Gettleman might draft a defensive tackle, but it doesn't really make sense to take Jamar Chase with like the third or fourth pick. I think we're going to take a receiver in free agency. We got Galladay, Michael Gallup, all of those guys, but who knows? We might not take any receivers because they looked at this roster and they thought that we had enough receivers. And the thing is, I don't have issues with Gettleman trying to address the offensive line. It's the fact that all of these guys are busts. I don't understand how anybody could look at the tapes and think that Jedrick Wills isn't the best offensive tackle in this class. Like we had our pick of all of the offensive tackles, and we took Andrew Thomas. Yeah, this game was over about 20 minutes ago when DiNucci fumbled that ball. This division is such a mess. The Eagles should win it. They should win it. With this, like a one or two game lead should be insurmountable in this division. Trevor won't decline it. He He's like matching up like he's going to do it, but he's not going to decline it. If the Jets draft him, he'll play. The Jets are bad, but it's not like they're like prime Cleveland Browns. They just need to put somebody. They got to get rid of Adam Gase. If the Giants beat the Bucks, that would be like a miracle. It would have to be like 200,000 things that would have to go right for the Giants to be able to beat the Bucks. I don't think there's. I don't think the Giants will go 1-15. But if the Giants did go 1-15, I still don't think they get the first overall pick. Because if the Giants and the Jets both went 1-15, we would have the tougher schedule, so we wouldn't get the first pick. Because we play against or maybe the NFC East would take us down, but I mean, outside the NFC East, we play the AFC North and the NFC West, so all of those teams are going to be pretty highly rated as far as the tiebreakers. But Trevor's playing for the Jets if they draft him, or when they draft him. And it's like Sam Darnold doesn't even care because he's throwing his shoulder into people. They got to trade him. If the Giants went 9-7, Joe Judge would deserve Coach of the Year. He deserved Coach of the Decade if the Giants went 9-7. Or would that be us losing one more game? Yeah, that's not happening ever. Yeah, yeah. Hope for a misclick. That might happen. Yeah, the Eagles are what 3-4-1. Let's see. Eagles are. They got a bye next week. Yeah, that's the funny thing. Whoever wins this division in the first round, if they win a game, that's going to be hilarious. Like when Seattle beat the Saints after they went 7-9, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, I just see the Giants as being too competitive in all of their games to go 1-15. And we play the NFC East 3 more times, so they've just been too competitive. So yeah, the Eagles are 3-4-1. Their next game is actually against the Giants because they got a bye week next week. So all the other teams are at 2 wins or 1 win. I don't see any way that these teams can come back. The Eagles should win. They should win. Let's see. They play the Giants. They play the Browns. Those are two winnable games. They play the Seahawks. They're not winning that game. They play the Packers. I doubt they win that game. They play the Saints. I don't know. Drew Brees has been playing pretty bad lately. Then they play the Cardinals. That's a winnable game. Cardinals are up and down. Then they play the Cowboys. Who knows who will be playing quarterback for them at that point. Then they play what? I mean, the Eagles, I see at least like 3 or 4 more wins there. So the Eagles might be able to get to 7 games. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe they get to 6 games, but I see them being able to win at least 2 more games. Yeah, I saw that Joe Judge video. Because I mean, if you look at the Giants' schedule so far, they were supposed to win the Eagles game. They completely blew that. The Steelers game, they were competitive. The Steelers ended up scoring at the end to make it look more lopsided than it was. 49ers game, we got blown out. The Bears game, we had the ball at the end of the game to win the game. The Rams game, we had the ball on the goal line, just like the Bears, to win the game at the end of the game. And there was pass interference there. Cowboys game, there was a holding that was on every major sports platform that showed that there was obvious holding on that last play that ended up losing us that Cowboys game. So I mean, you can look at, if even if you divide that in half, that's 2 more wins. So I just don't see the Giants. They're not playing bad enough to be 1-15. Now we'll see how they do against the Bucks tomorrow. They play tomorrow at 8:15. We'll see how they do against the Bucks tomorrow. I don't think that they'll be embarrassed, but I don't think they'll win. But like I said, they're too competitive in these games to go 1-15. With a couple of blocks from Andrew Thomas, we're like 3-4, 3-5, something like that. Yeah, we got absolutely robbed by Dallas with that call. But yeah, this might have been the most boring day for football that I've ever seen. Like the 1 o'clock games were boring. I say the 4 o'clock games were the best. We had a walk off game winner. That Seahawks game was pretty entertaining. But anything before that, and then this game was just all bad football. You say so you're on the West Coast? Oh, you probably mean tomorrow at 8. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, all that you need in this division is to just go on like a 2-3 game winning streak, and that should be enough to win the game, to win the division. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you actually get to see these late games and continue on your with your day. Like this division just leaves a lot to be desired. Just bad football. Like you hate the teams in your division, but you still want your division to look good. Yeah, I live in DC. Everybody here is mostly Cowboys fans, and then you got your Washington fans too. But yeah, I just didn't like either one of those teams. As a kid, I just picked the Giants. And I figure I've earned my fanhood ever since then. Stayed loyal with them. Been making videos for about 10 years plus on YouTube, so earn my fanhood. Yeah, that was a horrible game, Afghanistan. That was awful. Like I can anybody name a quarterback performance or a quarterback that played worse than DiNucci did just right now? Because I can't. I really can't. Like I said, you got Joe Webb in the playoffs, and then you got EJ Manuel in London about what 5, 6 years ago. But other than that, I can't name a quarterback performance worse than that. See, but I mean, at least Peyton was moving the ball down the field. At least he was throwing interceptions. DiNucci, I mean, it just was awful. It was he was missing so bad that he didn't even give them chances to throw interceptions. You said your family has like old Giants games on tape. Yeah, I have nothing like that. All of my old Giants stuff is online. Yeah, DiNucci. I mean, I've never seen somebody that unaware. Like I said, Daniel Jones has two blind sides, but right up the A gap, DiNucci just fumbles like that and just doesn't see someone, 320-pound guy in his face. Oh, okay, you mean actual giant? Yeah, yeah. I've seen that. I've seen the NFL tape. Yeah, that's gold. I pay for something like that. An old VHS tape with with the commercials on it and everything. I pay for that just to see the old commercials. Like I usually will make a post game video, but I'm just sick of talking about it. There's been so much bad football today. I'm sick of talking about it. I might not even make a post game actual video about it. They're telling me that they might have wind gusts tomorrow at 50 miles an hour out here. That's crazy. Yeah, I got the news on too. Yeah, like I said, they're telling us it's gonna be 50-mile-per-hour winds over here. Yeah, it seems like to me that the Super Bowl commercials are getting worse and worse every year. They used to be a lot better in my opinion, but they're better than normal. But it seems like as soon as you get to like the end of the season, the commercials start to get better. Because sometimes you see them use commercials that have been on TV for months in the Super Bowl these days. It's like all the creativity is gone. Yeah, the weather over here is been it's it's been like it was hot last week. It was like 80 degrees last week. This week it dropped down to like 40 degrees. And now we got 50-mile-per-hour winds coming tomorrow. The last couple of days has been like 20, 30-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, Baker Mayfield has been overplayed with these commercials. They're not even entertaining to me. And that Hulu curse has stayed firm. Every player that does anything with Hulu either starts playing bad or they get injured. Like Saquon, he got injured. Todd Gurley got injured. Started playing bad. Like they need to stay away from Hulu. Yes, because I don't think anybody really. I don't think anybody really actually. I don't think they're putting as much behind these commercials anymore because they know most people are online, so they're probably spending more on YouTube ads, and maybe they're throwing those commercials uh, towards like the highest viewed shows. But other than that, you don't really see that many commercials that really grab your attention. You said somebody got killed during your town. I mean, near your town. That sucks. Yeah, 2020 is a crazy year. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I could come up with some better commercials than what I've seen lately. Like, I could come up with something better than this. But I also don't really watch cable TV much anymore, too. So everything I watch is online. Uh, everything I watch is streamed. So only time I watch TV is during football. But you would expect to see some good commercials, but I don't. I mean, I don't even see that many quality commercials on YouTube. I get the same 5 commercials, and they rotate every month. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. This has just been some bad football. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I got a lot to get done tomorrow, and then I got to stream tomorrow. It would have been a lot more entertaining to just have the Giants game today. But like I said, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for everybody hopping in the stream. Whoever hopped in early, thanks for hopping in that one. But I'm gonna get out of here.